Hello, heroes. It's Dr. Zaino with Hero Fuel. We're just in a few minutes a day. We're going to fuel your mind, your body, and your future. All right, in today's Hero Fuel, we're gonna answer the question that, did you know that self-help and even personal development is actually justifying and creating and keeping you in your secret identity? But no one wants to tell you about that. So if you're just joining on, just say hello, all right? If this is live or replay, if you're watching this live, just put a big number 1 right there and put your real name, because you know with all your hashtags and stuff, I don't even know what name to make of that. Just say your name, say where you're from. Also, put any comments or questions below. I may or may not reach your comments. Hero Fuel is just me delivering some information, but I will definitely answer them and get back to you either on the DM or something like that. So I always answer everything. So let's get right into it. Right, so when it comes to self-improvement, self-help, and personal development, the best way I could put it is, it sounds really good when you read about self-help and personal development. And even Hay House has a whole section. And I know I would even be lumped into that as well. But the truth is, they're focusing on the sink and not the well. They're focusing on the fruit and not the root. It's actually, I guess the best way to put it, it's old, outdated logic that might sound good. You know how a preacher alliterates and uses things that rhyme, and because it rhymes, it sounds really good? But because it rhymes and because it sounds really good doesn't mean that it's going to give the improvement that you are actually looking for to become a better person, period. And so my in defense and actually debate on this is self-help and personal development. And the reason why I am the anti-self-help and personal development person and will challenge everybody out there on that does that is because it's an outside-in way of trying to help you. So it literally is that I get this self-help thing because I need self-help. So I'm looking elsewhere to get that help, or I'm actually looking elsewhere because I need something else. I'm not good enough, or we're not good enough as we were, right? So that is really based on that theory. So as long as it's about attaining personal development, right? It's all about attaining, right? Self-help is about self-help and personal development. It's about attaining something. It's about discovering something. But the truth is, it's never about attaining anything, and it's never about discovering anything. It's about re-attaining and rediscovering, and as you've heard me say many times, remembering. Because self-help and some personal development people out there are trying to say you need this or that, or you need this technique, and then through this book, technique, ... you will gain the skills and knowledge to then build up and then attain and then evolve to this hero, to evolve to this person of impact and influence and contribution. But it's a false path to get there. It's the wrong map. Because the whole entire time, when you may be searching for that something, and you could search the entire world, and you could look under every rock and every pebble, but the thing is, you'll never find it. You know why? Because it's hidden right behind your face. It's you. So you see, we're told with self-help, but because that's the setup, right? Wow, they're doing a good teaching, and then I need to use their teaching, their skill, their technology, and that technology, therefore, I'm going to be able to work my way up. It sounds like Catholicism, doesn't it? I'm going to work my way up. I'm going to earn my way up to being worthy. I'm going to earn my way to becoming impactful. I'm going to earn my way to being a good person. It really kind of starts out with the whole dogma that you were born less than. You were born the sinner. You were born so low that now you need to work your entire life to earn worthiness and attainment. And someday, if you worked really hard in your life, when you die, you get to see, with your fingers crossed, maybe you were worthy. And maybe you get to see someone that says, good job. What if I told you that you were born worthy, and then all these things, it's not about attaining anything. It's about remembering and re-attaining. So no, wait a second. The answer, I don't need self-help. I am the help. I don't need personal development, it's all inside me. It's about remembering. It's not about gaining something new. It's about shedding off. It's about shedding off the dogmas. It's about shedding off the institutionalized traditions and superstitions we were all been taught. I mean, think about it. Since we were born, I thought about this today. Check this out. What if today there was a manual made? Like this, let's say there was a manual made. You'll love this. And this manual was everything, the laws and everything you need to do to be successful, healthy, and a good person living in today's society, according to the status quo. So let's say the status quo wrote this book, right? So check out, it would kind of sound like this, okay, well, it would probably start out like pregnancy is a tremendous, very delicate medical procedure, right? Even though we know pregnancy has to be the most primitive form of the body's natural ability to do something, otherwise we would not be around as a civilization. So I always go back, if you ever heard me talk about the crack whore, right? So there's plenty of crack whores, and I love them, and I appreciate them. Well, I'll tell you what I mean is you're looking at someone who doesn't eat good food, they're on drugs the whole entire time, they have multiple diseases, and they can get pregnant, and the baby's still able to be born. Like, how amazing. So you follow what I'm saying? So in this book, it would say pregnancy is a medical disorder. Women, you better get married and pregnant before 30, because, after 30, now you're high risk pregnancy. You definitely want to be able to go to school. Everybody, like everything that you see on the news and TV, listen, right? Because that's where you're being taught. School is here to teach you exactly what you need to think and what you need to do to become successful. Then college, you go to this degree and you get to borrow from the government. The government will actually give you money that you always have to pay back. You can never get out of that. And then you'll get some job to be able to work for somebody. And then, you want to make sure you get married. You want to make sure you get a job that has really good benefits, and make sure that's what you want to look for in a job. And you know what? There's going to come a time where you might not be happy, but that's okay, because, hey, there's people that are starving in the world. So imagine if there was this book that was created by the status quo, a book that really is the guide of mediocrity in life. And let's say we picked up that book 1,000 years from now and looked at it, we would think it was freaking nuts and ridiculous. Well, that's kind of what and how I see self-help and personal development and superstition and traditions today. A lot of the things, just think, so it's about remembering, reattaining, rediscovering your hero. What is your hero? It is the full expression of you. It's the exact you that came into this world, and then teachers, preachers, dogmas, institutions being told what to do, superstitions, traditions, it muddied. I use the word muddled, right? So it actually covered you, all right? It made you think, okay, listen, it suppressed you. It put on this secret identity. You conformed and you fit in, right? So it's not about needing anything more, because that didn't help. It's about uncovering, reattaining, remembering like a child, childlike, right? Remembering all those qualities and then releasing that. And that's why you don't feel excited. That's why you feel depressed, numb, lonely, something's off, because that is your heroic guidance system saying, I'm not aligned with my truth. And we need to listen to that versus, well, I got to stick through it. I got to do this, or this is what they told me to do. So again, the issue with self-help, personal development, and self-improvement is it's based on a premise that you are limited in many ways, that your spirit is limited, has a limited capacity in many ways. Remember, spiritually, and you understand your spirit is not limited. Your spirit does not understand time or space. Right? A mortal does not have time or space, guys, but we're told there's limitations. And we're told because we were born with such limitations, we need all these extra things to earn our way, to attain something, to work really hard, to guess and hopefully attain the worthiness we were really created to have. And what if I told you that the whole entire time you were busting your ass to attain and achieve and do all this technology and all this other stuff, that it was with you the entire time? It was just all about you giving yourself permission for you to embrace your pride, your ego, your humility. Just say, you know what? It's always been inside me the whole entire time. It's for you to embrace and give yourself permission that, you know what? I was so concerned about what other people thought about me, what other people wanted from my life. I was so concerned about losing love if I did something or I didn't do something. I was so concerned about scarcity or trying to fit in that my life was molded not upon what my heart and my hero and my desires really put me here to do. It was really molded after everybody else. And as long as you understand this, no one knows your purpose in this life. No one, except you. Meaning, the you that came into this life. I want you guys to really understand this. And I don't care what religion you come from. Here is the deal. Here's the deal. You did not start when you were conceived. And I think all of you know that. The day you were created was not during conception. That's when your physical body formed. You guys got to know that. And even if you want to pull the Bible shit, I get it. Even the Bible says, I knew you before you were, like, so we get that, right? So understand that you didn't start at conception. There's a wiser, older, higher level you that is now living a physical experience, correct? And only you, only your spirit, only whatever you want to call it, only you truly know your purpose because you were the one who decided to come through this physical experience and do what that was. So therefore, for me to tell you your purpose or for self-help or personal development or tell you how to find your purpose, no one knows your purpose but you. Therefore, no one could tell you that. It's all about what, guys? It's not about outside in. It's always inside out. Inspiration is inside out. It's not when you get excited, that excited feeling. It's about listening to that and not justifying or judging that feeling, right? You get inspiration, and you start to judge it. Well, what's people going to think? Or I don't have the time. But we get excited and then we judge the excitement. And then we justify reason why we can't. And then we read self-help books and we go to these seminars and we do all these things and we get excited. But all it is an emotional experience. It gets you excited. But anybody who changes from self-help or personal development is because they chose to change, right? Maybe that was the thing they needed to hear to change, but ultimately that's not doing it. And so that's why I'm asking you. Those things are they feed the secret identity. They justify the reason. It's outside in. You're not good enough. You need more. You're attaining. You're working towards, not realizing that you were born worthy at 100%, right? All the intelligence and wisdom you need was always at 100%. The purpose in you was always 100%. And the thing is, it's not about doing things to get there. It's having to uncover all the shit we were told and given in tradition and superstition that was passed on to us by our parents, our teachers and preachers, that was passed. This whole thing that was passed into us. Remember, I told you, as soon as you were born, you were given a name, you were given a number, you were given an ethnicity, you were given a religion, and you were given a race. The moment you were born. And they were given a bunch of vaccinations and all that other stuff. Again, showing and proving that, you were never born worthy and good enough. So, hopefully you guys got some good stuff out of that. If you do appreciate that, please share this. Because how many people out there? And listen, I read books on thoughtfulness and mindfulness and self-awareness. And I really read books on trying to really uncover what's always there. We're always living a secret identity. We're always battling that. Not battling it, meaning that we're always shedding that. It's like an onion. And just when you think you shedded it, you'll find yourself in a situation going, man, it's not that it's coming back. It's like that was a whole other layer that was imposed upon me through my 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years on this earth that I'm actually releasing. And when you release a part of your secret identity, you're actually finding your own truth. So it's somewhat of a process. It's somewhat of an uprooting to find your truth. And this is an inward thing. It's not an outside in thing. So if you really enjoyed that, please share this, spread it, do the whole thing you do there. And also, we got a couple things for you guys. If you guys go to iamhero.com/secret. You guys had years, guys, where I give you the opportunity, but now we have the iamhero.com/secret. All right, and then you could get you get a free download of my Hero Secret Sauce, and then we have other really cool resources for you guys that you get at a discount at that time right there. Also on Instagram only at night, if you follow and check my stories, I do something called Hero Lab. So here I'm just bringing these concepts to you, but what Hero Lab, which is really cool, is we actually co-create together. So we'll do something like this. People ask questions on mind, body, future, or profession, or all those things pertaining to that. So we actually work together, and then we'll even bring someone on, split screen the live, and I'll actually